Sunshine in Pittsburgh and fans coming over the Clemente Bridge onto the North Shore. It's another Kids Day Sunday afternoon, just buzzing with activity on Federal Street. We get set for the finale of the 4-game series between the Atlanta Braves and the Pirates. Hi again, everyone, with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Robbie Ince-Mikowski will join us shortly. It's not only the end of the 4-game series with the Braves, it's the end of a long homestand, and a homestand, Bob, that has been very successful for the Bucs.
It's been a great homestand, and we've played some very tough teams. I don't know if the Pirates could have hoped for anything more. There you see the numbers from the homestand, and the two that really jump out at me are those batting average numbers. Like the Pirates hit .307 during this homestand. Opponents just .205. Great numbers. Hopefully they can continue that mark for the rest of the season. It'd be tremendous.
The Pirates have beaten good teams on this homestand as well, sweeping Cincinnati, splitting the rain-shortened 2-game series with St. Louis, and going for 3 out of 4 against the Braves here today. The pitching matchup starts with the Atlanta Braves' Chris Medlen. Medlen, 1-1 this season, 16-3 career as a starter, 2-0 against Pittsburgh. He'll take on lefty Jonathan Sanchez.
Well, obviously, looking at the numbers, this is going to be a little bit of a lopsided matchup. Medlen has just been phenomenal with his numbers. But as we just got through talking about, the Pirates are playing great baseball right now at home. So this game has to be decided on the field, not by numbers on a piece of paper.
Medlen and Sanchez, that's the matchup in the finale of the homestand today. And what a homestand it's been. We've seen home runs, we've seen pitching milestones, we've seen all kinds of good things. Mostly, we've seen wins. Will the Pirates have another one in the back pocket? Let's see.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucs!
We are back in Pittsburgh on the North Shore. PNC Park, and set to see the end of this homestand. Pirates will head out on the road, 4 with Philadelphia, 3 in St. Louis and 3 in Milwaukee before returning here on the 3rd of May to take on the Washington Nationals. That'll be the next home game. The Pirates wearing their 1970-style Sunday alternate uniforms. Last time they wore those, they had a great come-from-behind victory over the Cincinnati Reds. But each Sunday home game, that's the look the Pirates will have, and it certainly is a very good look. Pedro Alvarez and Starling Marte out of the Pirate dugout. Jonathan Sanchez taking the hill as the Pirate left-hander will first sign an autograph for a fan who was lucky enough to be able to meet him at the pitcher's mound. And Sanchez will get set to deliver the first pitch to this Atlanta Braves lineup. That's a pretty tough one, but the Pirates have beaten 2 of the first 3 of this series. B.J. Upton starts him off. His brother Justin Upton bats in the 3rd spot, 4 doubles, 9 home runs, and 13 runs batted in. And Evan Gattis is at first base. Chris Johnson at 3rd. Reed Johnson plays right field today. No Jason Hayward. Gerald Laird behind the plate. Andrelton Simmons in his 8th spot at shortstop. Chris Medlin, the pitcher, batting 9th, taking on Sanchez.
Jonathan Sanchez, numbers brought to you by Chevrolet, and the numbers aren't anything that he's going to want you to look at too long, but they are what they are, and no better time to work on them and start making them better than this afternoon.
Well, Sanchez pitched 2 innings in the rained out game against St. Louis, and a rough one in the first, but in the second inning got the side in order. So hopefully that's the Jonathan Sanchez that pitches here this afternoon. Defensively for the Bucks, Starling Marte is in left field. Andrew McCutchen is in center field, and Travis Snyder in right. Alvarez and Barnes on the left side of the infield. Neil Walker, Garrett Jones on the right side, and Russell Martin behind the plate. And Pedro had the day off yesterday against the left-hander Paul Maholm. Did pinch hit late in the game, but didn't get the start. And Russell Martin did start at 3rd base. He finished the game behind the plate catching, and that's where Martin starts today.
You remember last year, Pedro's numbers in day games were just outstanding. Maybe that trend will continue this afternoon.
Yeah. And disappointed Paul Maholm. Maholm was unbeaten and unscored upon until the 6th inning last night. Better than 25 scoreless innings to start the season for the former Pirate pitcher. Now doing very well with Atlanta.
He didn't pitch a bad game, but it just J-Mac was better.
First pitch of this one, and Upton shows bunt but takes ball 1. 45 degrees at game time. A little chilly in the shade, nice and warm out on the field where the sun is splashing PNC Park. 1-1 now to B.J. Upton. Upton last night struck out twice. He had a base hit. He was 1 for 4. 2 balls and a strike.
Braves been doing a lot of striking out. They have some free swingers, and that will happen. They also can get the ball over the fence real quick on you too. It sometimes goes with those strikeouts.
Popped up on the infield. Garrett Jones will take care of it, and there's 1 gone for Atlanta in the top half of the 1st inning.
Upton going after a ball upstairs. A fastball just a little bit out of the strike zone. Got the pop fly.
So Upton back to the dugout, and Ramiro Pena, the switch hitting infielder, playing for Dan Uggla today at second base. Uggla had to leave the game early last night due to a left calf strain. He's listed as day-to-day, and Uggla not starting in this one this afternoon, but Pena is. Obviously, when you're playing this Atlanta Brave team, the key to victory is to keep them in the ballpark. They are 13-4 overall, 13-0 in games in which they homer.
4 losses, they've scored 1 run.
And that's amazing.
Shut out 3 times, and then, of course, last night they scored 1. And that's the 4 times that they have not won.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch. 2 balls and a strike. A 13-game start of the season, a winning streak. Longest such streak in modern Major League history. The 82 Braves, which you were on that roster, Bob, and the 1987 Brewers each started the season with 13 straight wins and then scored in but lost their next game. And stays 2-2 to Pena.
We started 13-0, and next thing you knew, we were 13-5.
And then what happened?
We played about 500 ball the rest of the year. Backed into the playoffs.
Backed in anyway. Get in's good.
The Giants beat the Dodgers on the last day of the season, got us in.
2-2. And the home plate umpire, Paul Nart, almost flinched. Jonathan Sanchez wanted that one. Let's take a look and see the location. Oh, that's right in the strike zone.
Definitely a flinch up. Flinch up.
Paul Nart calling the balls and strikes. Andy Fletcher is the umpire at first base. Sam Holbrook, the crew chief, is at second, and Chris Conroy at third base. Conroy was behind the plate last night. 3-2 pitch, Sanchez to Pena, and he walked it. So a free pass for Pena with one out. Sanchez has appeared against Atlanta 9 times prior to this game today. He started 7 of those games. He is 1-3 with a .545 career ERA against the Braves. Surge will keep an eye on him for certain. Pena off of first base, and the batter is Justin Upton. He will take a strike.
Off to a great start, a lot of power. The numbers, 9 home runs. The OPS, very popular stat nowadays, so up over almost 1,200.
A little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Upton.
Isn't anything like that 800 and above considered pretty
800
good?
and above is pretty good. We'll take it.
1180.
Upton is the major's leader in home runs with 9. He will take strike 2, 1-2. 1 on and 1 out for Atlanta, top of the first. Braves have lost 3 out of 4. Meantime, the Pirates have won 6 of their last 8. 6-2 currently on the homestand. They lost a game during the St. Louis series. They did lose a game, but they also lost a game because of rain. So 1-1 against St. Louis. And that one close, and let's see where this one was.
It should have been called strike 3. I think that was on the edge. Yep.
Well, certainly with Sanchez's start to the season, he can't afford to be squeezed at the plate. And a very close call that should have rung up Pena, and then Sanchez ended up walking him. Paul Nart showing a tight strike zone early in the ball game. 3-2 the count to Justin Upton. Runner goes, strike 3, throw down, got him. Strike him out, throw him out. Double play. And Sanchez faces 3 men in the top of the first. No score, Pirates coming to bat. throw him out double play with Pena on the run, and on his way back to the dugout. Well, not talking to anybody in particular, but this is just the top of the first inning.
I think they're getting a little fed up with all their strikeouts that they've been having in this series. Upton obviously wants it to end as he goes down.
Pirates lineup brought to you by Toyota. Starling Marte leads off, and Snyder back in the 2 spot. This homestand, 10 for 25, 5 doubles. He's riding a 7-game hitting streak. Andrew McCutchen, then Garrett Jones in the cleanup spot. Neil Walker bats 5th. Pedro Alvarez hitting 6th. Russell Martin 7th. Clint Barmas in the 8-hole with the pitcher Jonathan Sanchez batting 9th against right-hander Chris Medlin, who is a tough one.
Phenomenal numbers, not just this season, but he has been doing just as good as kind of like Bob Gibson numbers, basically, when you look at what he's done his last 15 starts. Those are the kind of numbers that'll make him lower the mound.
Again? And Marte will take the first pitch for a ball. Was it 1968 they lowered the mound? That became the year of the pitcher.
Yeah, I think Gibson had a 1-something ERA the entire year.
Marte to right field, and coming on is Reed Johnson to make the running catch. 1 out. Barrel Automotive League leaders stat. Some of Chris Medlin's stellar numbers since rejoining the Braves rotation July 31st last year. His 10 wins are the most in baseball. His 105 ERA and 227 opponent on base percentage also tops in baseball. Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. Seemed like a good move to move him to the rotation. Here is Snyder taking ball 1. He was the National League Pitcher of the Month last season in both August and September. Over his last 12 starts, Braves went 9-0. And there was a stretch where the Braves won 23 regular season starts for Medlin. Longest streak in Major League history. It surpassed Whitey Ford's streak with the Yankees that stretched from 1950 to 1953. 2-0. That's on the corner for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Snyder. Two 1 pitch, and Snyder pops it foul out of play. Well, Medlin got a postseason start last year. Remember, the Braves and Cardinals were in the wild card game, and Medlin ended up picking up the loss, suffered the loss in that wild card game. St. Louis moved along. 2-2 pitch. Now the count full, 3-2, but the Cardinals had to beat the Braves' best pitcher, which was Medlin at the time.
I like that. It just, what they did last year, just created an automatic game 7 type scenario. All the cards are on the table for 1 game. And unless you win a division, you're not going to have it easy. You have to, it's a play-in game.
It's exciting, though.
Yeah, well, if you
all hands on deck.
If you didn't win anything, you're a wild card team. Why not have a play-in game for them? And make winning the division something that you really strive for.
And there's ball 4, and the Pirates with a base runner and 1 out.
We talked a lot about that last year. Right? The more I think about it, the better I like that situation.
Look where every pitch was.
Away, 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 away. Nothing inside for him to hit. But that's pretty good control to have all those pitches line up like that. Straight as could be, kind of like the bill of his cap.
And he's got the bill ironed and straight. So here's McCutchen. And he ropes it to left field. A solid single for Kutch. First hit of the ball game. Pirates 2 on and 1 out.
He's not afraid of ERAs.
Still solid sound coming off the bat. Well, Medlin's ERA is a lot higher than the one they faced last night with Paul Mulholland. Mulholland had triple zeros. Medlin's is good at 142. Garrett Jones hitting .326. 2 on, 1 out. And Jones looks at strike one. Talked about strikeouts with Clint Hurdle today prior to the game, and saying that the trend now has changed to a point where players aren't as disappointed when they strike out, although the video of Justin Upton from the top of the first inning might indicate otherwise. But one thing he is frustrated with is when guys take fastballs for strike three, and he wants that to get cut down. Runners off first and second, 1 out. Jones takes up 2-1.
And I agree with him on that. If 2 strikes, the only way you can freeze on a fastball, two things: either the umpire just really blew the call, or you were guessing about something else because you got locked up. But you should be in your 2-strike mode. You're looking for you got to be able to cover the fastball in the strike zone.
3-1. Well, fastball is the first one by you, so that's the one you got to be ready for. And Upton foul tipped it into the glove of Martin in the first.
Getting locked up with a good curveball, slider, something like that, that's one thing. But the fastball strike 3 called, that should be something that happens rarely.
Jones should get a pitch to hit right here. He skies it toward the left field line. Upton looking at it. Upton almost ran out of room.
Nice play. Able to find the railing. The corner of the stands comes out there very close to the foul line, and he doesn't know if it's going to be to the left or right of that or where. Fighting into that sun.
Upton records the out.
A lot of room over there. Make that player, but he's backing up. Obviously, it's not Chicago.
Well, what do you suppose is happening right now on the mound? Paul Nart, the home plate umpire, is out with the crew chief, Sam Holbrook.
They're looking at the way the batter's box has been laid out. I think they think it's off line. It's not lined up with the home plate or something. Or no. They're standing on the rubber looking in at the batter's box. I think what might be off is the lines where the catcher is. To me, look like they might be off a little bit. And that's caused everything to look.
Well, if you get a look at the point of home plate and then match them up with the catcher's box lines, they don't look. It's almost like a slight diagonal line. Freddie Gonzalez, manager of the Braves, out there. He wants to get word on what's going on.
You see the 2 lines where the catcher is. I think those are off just a little bit. Maybe kind of off like this. I'm exaggerating, obviously. I think that's what they're looking at. I mean, it's half the time they come up and everybody's kicking and erasing the lines anyway. Oh yeah, now looking from our true center field camera, you can really see that those catcher lines are off a little bit, and I think that makes it look like the batter's boxes are cocked.
Neil Walker batting with 2 on and 2 out, and the strike called in the corner.
But the plate's in the same spot, and that's what counts.
Well, the plate hasn't.
The chalk lines don't really make much difference as far as the box goes.
Well, the plate counts. That's why it's permanently put in the ground. If the chalk lines were not chalk and permanently put in there, that'd be different. But they get kicked around and erased throughout the course of the game.
The chalk lines down the foul lines, they're important. But the batter's box lines that they get kicked out of there. There's some places where they put in just like kind of like a little L. They don't even make a full box.
Gorgeous afternoon here.
Oh, sure is.
Boy, oh boy.
I was thinking about that when McCutcheon hit that ball to left field. Because of the sound of the bat, beautiful sunshine, the grass, and it's just a baseball heaven.
That's a great shot. That's more along the lines of our view. It's right in front of the booth.
Yeah, the camera's sitting right in here to our right a little bit. Hot dogs, popcorn. You got your jerseys on. You got your glove in your lap.
It's a baseball buffet.
You're getting some mustard and some ketchup on your glove. That's all right. A couple of good hats.
Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. And nachos with cheese. 0-2 pitch. Right there, called strike 3. Pirates strand 2. They get a hit from McCutcheon. Snyder walks, and after a full inning, no score at PNC Park. It's the Buckaroos Kids Club. Membership in the club gets kids 14 and under a variety of perks all year long, including autograph sessions, complimentary tickets, and a lot more. There are 2 membership options, the exclusive gold membership and the no-charge silver membership. To join or to see the full list of membership benefits, visit pirates.com/Buckaroos. A lot of Buckaroos here on a Kids Day Sunday. And the umpires are still conferring about the angle of the chalk lines around the batter's box and catcher's box. We get set to start the top of the second inning. And Jeff Bannister, the bench coach, talking to one of the members of the grounds crew who may be asked to lay those chalk lines down. We'll see.
Just get a rake and get rid of them, period.
Looks like they're going to have to go to work. Well, this is something you don't see all the time. Hardly ever.
Yeah, I think they just. Oh no, they're going to redo it. They're bringing out the chalk jig.
So what they'll have to do is scrape them up and put them back down. And
now see with that jig, it should be perfect every time because they just match up the plate, home plate, to that steel plate, and then all you have to do then is just follow the bar around. But something didn't go right this morning.
Well, while they work on the chalk lines, we're going to step aside. We'll be back after this quick timeout. We're getting set to start the top of the second inning. Braves and Pirates scoreless. For your first chalk delay, and you can tweet us here and give us your comments about it, questions about it. Grab some, put them on the air. You can tweet us at Root Sports Pit with the hashtag Bucks Booth. So the grounds crew had to come out and redo the entire thing, the batter's boxes, and Russell Martin's trying to help out by erasing the catcher's box.
We just certainly not have catcher's box in there. I think it just adds clutter.
Well, Russell's doing his own grounds work right now, and Sanchez will get an opportunity after standing around for a bit to throw a few pitches. Now, when they came out, you get a pretty good idea of how far off the angle was. That's what it should be like, and you can see where the lines are underneath.
Look at the top and bottom outside corners, how far off it ended up. In the catcher's box, it's way off, but that doesn't matter. Really, none of it really matters a whole lot, but it was bothering somebody, so it's changed.
It has changed, and we are back underway. Evan Gattis, first baseman, was behind the plate last night. He takes a strike, 1-1.
Well, he takes a rip, doesn't he? When he swings, he doesn't slow the bat down. He comes out of his shoes.
He doesn't get cheated up there. He's old school. No batting gloves. It's up there with the bare hands. No wristbands, nothing. Just give me the bat.
Taps on the helmet, make sure that baby's on tight.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Gattis. And the 2-2 pitch. Got him. Second strikeout of the game for Jonathan Sanchez. Robbie, you've got more on the chalk.
Yeah, we're talking very little bit in that situation. It was either one of the Upton brothers or Ramiro Pena, one of the 3 batters in the first top half of the first inning. From the batter's box, they were thrown off slightly by the direction of those lines, and that appears to be what just took place right there, why they had to redo it. So it wasn't a major thing, one of those little nitpicky things, Bob, as you referred to just a moment ago.
Well, if it was Upton, then that could be what he was upset about.
Well, I don't know.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know you are, but it's just there are more important things to worry about where somebody drew some chalk. Chris Johnson, who right now one of the hottest hitters in the major leagues, .418 average, 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Off to a terrific start for Atlanta. Count is full, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sanchez helped out in the first after walking Ramiro Pena. Upton striking out, and then Pena running on the play. Pirates going to strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning. There is one out and nobody on here in the second. And that's through. And a base hit for Johnson. One on and one out, and Reed Johnson will come up next. And would the off-center chalk lines affect the pitcher, Bob?
It wouldn't affect me at all. I mean, I could care. I'm not. That's the last thing I'm looking at as chalk lines. I should be concentrating on my target when I'm trying to throw the ball. So it wouldn't bother me at all. It actually kind of makes sense that it was a hitter that complained about it, because they line up their stands. Most of them kind of in relationship to home plate, but I guess they glance down at that front line a little bit also.
Reed Johnson takes strike one.
See how Reed reaches over and he's tapping different corners of the plate. So he's measuring himself from the plate, and that, like we talked earlier, that's always the same. See, there you go. See him tapping the corners. So he sets up his stance. I mean, the batter's box could be not even there, and he would stand in the same spot because he uses the plate. So I'm with you. I think that it's a trivial thing that doesn't really make that much of a difference. But if it is bothering even just one hitter, it is supposed to be done right. Now it is.
Yeah, a lot of hitters do it differently than Johnson. Some guys will tap the far side, upper corner. So tap that mid corner or the middle of the plate or the close corner to them. It just depends on how they want to measure themselves when they get in there and then line up.
A lot of guys, they won't really even pay attention to the plate. Their main thing is that back line. I mean, they'll start at that back line with their back foot. They want to get as far away from the pitcher as they can, and then they go from there as far as their stance.
And a base hit to left field for Reed Johnson. So Johnson and Johnson with base hits in the second inning.
And that's why that back line, usually by the later innings of the game, doesn't exist, because everybody's kicking at it. Just a ground ball, but perfectly placed in the hole.
Gerald Laird, the catcher. 250 hitter, a couple of doubles this year. And Brian McCann still on the disabled list for Atlanta. A right shoulder issue, so Laird doing the bulk of the catching. He and Evan Gattis splitting.
Yeah, they're really playing extremely well, even though they have some important players from some of their bigger names on the DL at this time.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman, rehab stint in AAA. He's on his way back. Freddie Gonzalez presented with a number of challenges to fill some holes. You've seen at first base Gattis today a couple of times in this series. Also Chris Johnson, normally a third baseman, a couple of times at first in this series. 1-1 to Laird. That is low. 2 balls and a strike. Jonathan Sanchez out of Puerto Rico, former Giant and Royal, threw a no-hitter while with the Giants. Non-roster invitee to spring training and made the opening day roster as a non-roster guy. Laird looks at a close one. 3-1. Laird's been around a while. Spent a lot of years with Texas. And spent a little time with Detroit also. 3-1. And a ground ball. That's through. A seeing eye base hit. And around third comes Johnson. He'll score. And it's 1-0 Atlanta.
A couple of ground ball, actually 3 in a row. Just finding the holes, and that one particularly kind of bad luck. Laird doesn't run all that well. If this ball is hit at somebody, it's going to be an easy double play. almost rolled just about to a stop before it gets to Marte. That makes it even easier for Johnson to score. Marte had to come a long ways in before he could get to that ball.
Ray Searage out to talk to Sanchez after giving up 3 straight singles following the strikeout of Gaddis to start the inning.
Maybe just kind of a little encouragement, saying, hey, you're doing fine. It's just they hit 3 ground balls off you so far. Big deal. The next couple will be right at somebody, and you'll get easy outs on them. That's something that you need to kind of point out to a pitcher every now and then, that, hey, the hits are nothing. They're just ground balls. And then later on, when there's a couple of rockets at somebody, you don't dare say, hey, they're hitting the heck out of you. You're just getting lucky. you ignore that one.
Yeah. You let that one play. Yeah. Well, Ray's legs have been rested the last couple of days. He hasn't had to take too many trips, if any, out to the mound. The way that McDonald had pitched last night and Wandy Rodriguez the night before.
As a pitcher, you know that. You realize that in the inning that it's happening. And you're kind of walking off and you're going, wow, man, I had him popping up. You realize you got out of it kind of in a lucky way. But then by the time the game's over, you forget about all that stuff. Hey, I only gave up 3 hits. You forget the 8-line drive outs. But you never forget the ground balls that stick through the infield. They stay with you.
2-1 on Andrelton Simmons. Shortstop hitting 185 to start action today. Simmons went 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's game. 2 men on, 1 out. 1 run is in for Atlanta. Two and 2. Sanchez evening the count. Good seat for the Parrot.
He's got a footstool.
He must be on hold.
Oh, that's why he's on the phone, isn't he?
Yeah. Simmons pops this one out of play. Yeah, Parrot's a busy guy. He's got a lot of contacts stored in that phone.
Flip phone, though. That's a little.
I think he's trying to reach.
I think he needs an upgrade, don't you?
Yeah. Well, Steve has one of those. So they're the only 2 phones that'll match.
Oh, okay.
Steve still has a flip phone.
Makes sense then.
To right field, and 4 straight hits off of Sanchez. Reed Johnson speeding around third. The throw is late, and it is 2-0 Atlanta. Andrelton Simmons with an RBI base hit.
Yeah, the ball took a funny hop out in right field, and when that happened, I'm thinking, there's no chance now. See it, the way the ball bounced, kind of went back towards center field a little bit, but Snyder and Martin kind of teamed up to make what should have been really an easy run very difficult. Look at Martin, almost kicked his left hand out of there. A good throw by Snyder and really a great play by Martin.
So the pitcher, Chris Medlin, at the plate.
He put that foot down and came real close to blocking the hand.
Medlin is a switch hitter. He's like Wandy Rodriguez. Switch hitting pitcher. Up there right-handed against the lefty. He takes a strike.
But now Wandy's not a switch bunter, though.
No, Wandy will only bunt right-handed. Doesn't matter who's pitching. So when he goes up there in a sacrifice situation, he's not fooling anybody. Not that he's trying.
There shouldn't even be signs for sacrifice. Let's just yell out bunt.
0-2 to Medlin. Gets this one down the third base side. Sanchez, long throw to first. Gets the out there, 2 down. But Medlin moves Laird over to third base and Simmons to second. Walker was covering first on the play. Two men out, and back to the top of the order, B.J. Upton. He popped out to Jones at first base in the first. Strike one to Upton. The 161 average. He has managed to hit 2 out of the yard, including in game 1 of this series. Driven in just 3. And the Braves leadoff man up there with 2 outs and runners at second and third.
Actually hit 2 out, but Marte brought one of them back.
That's right, yesterday. Marte took it away twice. He took a home run away from Upton, and he took a souvenir away from a kid who was lined up to catch it.
Yep.
1-1. 2 balls and a strike to B.J. Upton. Pitch counts up. 27 strikes, 21 balls, a total of 48. And we are in the top of the second inning. And a strike called on Upton. And at this rate, with the pitch count the way it's going for Sanchez, that's going to be taxing on the bullpen, because they're going to have to cover some innings today. And it looks like some activity just starting in the Pirates' pen right now. Genmar Gomez, who is the designated long man for the Pirates, starting to loosen up. Upton strikes out. B.J. Upton down on strikes, but Atlanta gets 2 runs on 4 hits. In Pirates history on this date back in 1971, Willie Stargell hit 3 home runs against the Braves. It was the second time that season that Willie had a 3 home run game. He'd end up setting a major league record with 11 home runs in April, although that record has since been broken. Thanks to Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Willie made a lot of people's days when he was wearing the Bucko uniform. Justin Upton's got a chance at that. Still time left this month. Today's only the 21st of April. He's got 9 home runs already. Let's hope he doesn't do it today. Kids Day Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. It's 2-0 Atlanta Brave lead. Bottom of the second inning. Pedro Alvarez up for the first time today. It'll be Alvarez, Martin, and Barnes, 6, 7, and 8.
Looked like a very busy Federal Street before the game.
Yeah. Tons of kids out there today.
It's a lot of fun on Sundays during the summer.
Pedro, base hit. First pitch Pedro sees, he puts into center field.
A little off the end of the bat. In fact, the bat might have even broke. It sounded funny, but it was a well-placed ground ball. That's what the Braves had going for them.
And the Braves bunched some hits together in the top of the inning, putting 4 straight together. See what the Pirates can do now. Russell Martin swinging a good bat. His average up to 191. Martin takes outside. Russell started at third base last night, had 1 infield assist, although the way the ball was hit at him, he kind of played it like he was a catcher blocking a ball in the dirt. So he was familiar with it. Had to pick it up off the ground and throw to first to make the play. It was his 9th career start at third base, his 17th career appearance at third base. He had not started at third base since the 20th of August in 08. And he gaps this one to left center field. It's rolling into the notch. Alvarez around second. He's getting way home. And Martin is in with a run-scoring double. Pedro Alvarez scoring, and Russell Martin getting introduced to the north side notch.
See where the pitch was supposed to be inside, right down the middle. And Martin just rips it into that gap. Real nice jump on the ball by Pedro. Right there, he realizes, reads it perfectly. Nobody's going to catch it. He's beyond second base by the time that ball's on the warning track.
Now here is a guy who's due, Clint Barmas. 0 for his last 14. He's been trying to sniff out career base hit number 800 for a while now. Pedro, leadoff single. Pirates cash in. Double by Martin. 4th double for him. 1-0 pitch coming to Barmas. And there it is. Career hit number 800. And Martin's going to come around third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Tie ball game. Clint Barmas ties it up with an RBI base hit. And a milestone hit for him.
Didn't take long. Games are not played on paper. They're played on the field. You never know what might happen. Little freeze on the line drive.
Jonathan Sanchez, probably the most relieved guy in the ballpark right now. That game is back even at 2. He is trying to get Barmas over. Maybe strike 1 to Jonathan.
A little too fine with that one. Need to get it that close to the foul line.
At the Parrots' new uni. He always dresses just like the players. Another foul ball.
Again, looked good off the bat, but it was right along the chalk line, and most of the time they'll go foul. Need to get it out on that grass just a little further. So you can see the ball is spinning sideways at first bounce. It kicks right toward the chalk. Now it's got momentum taking it to foul territory. AJH cam shows it all.
We'll try to bunt again. This time he gets it down. And they will get the force. And that's all they'll get. They'll get the lead runner at second base. Barmas is out. As the ball was very much playable for the catcher Laird.
Well, nice play by Laird. Gets out there, and there was no hesitation. He knew what he wanted to do with that ball and threw a just laser beam, frozen rope.
Barmes with a good takeout slide here.
Yep. Now Simmons has a great arm, but when somebody's kicking at your legs, it's definitely going to affect your throw. And that ball was in the dirt to first base.
Back to the top of the order. Starling Marte takes a strike. He lined out sharply to right field in the first inning, 0 for 1. And Sanchez nowhere to go. He stays at first, playing it safe. Got to assume that Rick Sofield said, nope, stay right here. Two-two, bottom of the second inning. Starling Marte is hit by the pitch. Second night in a row he's been hit by a pitch.
Oh, had a big tail on it coming back in. Just ate him up.
First and second with one out.
A lot of movement on that fastball. Wasn't like Marte was dying to get out of the way of that one either. Kind of held his ground on it. Been hit a couple of times now the last 2 nights. Got one on his left foot last night's game.
Travis Snyder walked his first time up. He's hit safely in 7 straight games. He has back-to-back 2-hit games. 1-1 for Snyder. Done a good job of that 2 spot in the order.
Had a little bit of a so-so spring training. Lost his job out in right field when the season opened. But once he started getting some regular playing time again, he grabbed a hold of it. Doing a heck of a job.
Snyder facing Chris Medlin here today. Prior to today, he'd allowed only 1 earned run in his last 17 innings pitched. The Pirates got 2 on him this inning so far. Two balls, 2 strikes to Snyder. Looks at a fastball for strike 3. And again, we talked about this earlier in the game. We saw Neil Walker do it, and same situation here with 2 men on. You got at least 1 guy in scoring position, striking out, looking on a fastball.
Yeah, that's what is even doubly concerning and disappointing is not only are they fastball strike 3s, but with a man in scoring position taking fastball strike 3. Neil did it, and now Snyder.
McCutchen hammers one deep to left field, but in front of the track it hangs up for Upton. Looked good off the bat, but Upton tracked it down, and the Pirates will strand 2. They get 2 back. It's a 2-2 game after 2.
Sports Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Get ready for another Bucks and Pucks night tomorrow when the Pens and Pirates play at the same time. You can see the Pens battle the Senators starting at 7 on our main channel. And a special Root Sports production of your Buccos game against the Phillies at 7 o'clock on MLB Network. Visit rootsports.com for a channel lineup and more information. Well, the Pens and Sens tomorrow, Bucks and Phils, and a little horseplay at the ballpark today.
Just horsing around, as you said.
He's got to hold his hat. The unicorn can't wear a hat.
He's got to be the leader, though, huh?
He's the alpha horse.
If you were going to have a horse head on, would you have just the plain one or the unicorn? I personally would have to go plain horse.
Well,
maybe a Palomino.
Palomino?
Yeah.
How about a Clydesdale?
Okay.
Clydesdale. Unicorns are magical, though.
Yes, they are. Full of pixie dust.
Ramiro Pena fouls it off his foot. He's feeling it. Maybe get some pixie dust for the foot. Might help him out.
I'll see now if the boxes were still off, his foot would have been in a different spot and he wouldn't have got hit. So if he was the complainer, he brought it on himself.
Blue cotton candy, Bob. I know you don't like that.
No, there's no reason for it.
The blue cotton candy to Bob Walk is similar to what the DH is in baseball. He doesn't like it. 1-2 to Pena. Got him. Strike 3. Fourth strikeout of the game for Jonathan Sanchez.
Up and in fastball. You can see he had a nice little spread there on the pitches. Moving it all around on him.
Justin Upton, 3-hitter. Takes low for a ball. He struck out.
Very upset.
He was not happy.
He took it out on his bat and his helmet.
I think the point Clint was making was in reference to an article that may have been written recently talking about guys not being as upset as they used to be, saying that a strikeout to some players might be the equivalent of a pop out or a ground out. Out is an out, but you want to make some contact and put the ball in play. See guys today maybe inside trying not to show the fact that they're frustrated or upset, but it just seems outwardly that fewer and fewer guys are upset about it. Right on the inside corner for a strike call. This guy was upset in the first inning when he went down on strikes.
I think the Upton brothers aren't in that camp.
No, I mean, I don't think
BJ
so.
BJ got thrown out of a game the other night. It was the first night in town, arguing balls and strikes after a strikeout. So I don't think either one of those guys take striking out easily.
BJ Upton, he got ejected a couple of games ago after striking out. And Justin walks. One out walk is issued by Sanchez. Second free pass he is handed out. Ivan Gaddis, who was a strikeout victim, swinging in the second inning up there. Gaddis had a pinch hit home run in game 1 Thursday. First career pinch hit home run. And this one off the glove of Russell Martin and down to second base, Justin Upton. Pass ball charged to Martin.
Yeah, it was a pass ball. Russell, though, had set up on the inside corner, had to reach quite a ways outside, took it off the tip of the glove. And I also wonder if, since he was reaching that direction, if before the ball hit his glove, he had looked up to see where Upton was. That secondary lead. If you get a fastball over on that side, as you're catching it, you're closing up your left shoulder, puts you in great position to make a snap throw down to first base. If, you know, that is in the cards, if you got somebody that's taking an aggressive lead. And I'm just wondering if maybe on that ball he looked up a little.
Sanchez behind Gaddis, 2 balls, no strikes. He will step off and look up and back to the bag. Well, the Pirates won the season series with the Braves last year. Out of the 7 games they played, the Pirates would win 4. And just outside, 3-0. Sanchez checks Upton at second. Kicks and comes home 3-0 and delivers a strike, taking all the way Evan Gaddis. Gaddis, we've told you the story. Spent 4 years away from the game. He had some addiction issues. He traveled around the country in his pickup. He was everything from a ski lift operator to a janitor before getting back into baseball at the junior college level. And back-to-back walks issued by Jonathan Sanchez. And facing one of the hotter hitters in the game of baseball right now, and Chris Johnson.
If you look at Jonathan's numbers over his career, you can see times where control has been an issue with him. So anytime he gets a couple of base on balls, especially in a row, you start thinking, is he having issues right now? Do we have to get somebody going?
Looks like they're going to heat up Genmar Gomez again. Get him going.
Jonathan, in his first start of the year in Los Angeles, pitched into the 6th inning. Didn't walk anybody until he got to the 6th inning. His control was very good. I think it was an afternoon game.
To right center field. Snyder will make the catch. Upton will tag and head for third. 2 outs for Atlanta. Runners at the corners. Johnson is out, but he did move a runner up 90 feet. Justin Upton ending up at third base. And this will bring up Reed Johnson. Johnson with a base hit and a run scored.
He had one of those ground balls to the left side last time up.
Takes low for a ball, 1-0.
He and Laird both grounded in the shortstop third base hole. Laird on deck.
One ball and no strikes. Runners off the corners, 2 men down. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. So he struck out Ramiro Pena to start the inning. Walked Justin Upton, walked Evan Gaddis. That Chris Johnson to fly to right.
It's going to be pitch number 70 here in the third inning. Not going to go real deep in the game today.
Popped up foul for strike one. And that's really regardless of how he does. If he gets out of this situation and pitches another inning or so, he's going to be in triple digits before you know it.
Yeah, even if he has 2 clean innings in a row, by the 5th inning, it's going to be over 100 pitches. Nowadays, that 100 mark is pretty much the spot.
Popped up, and it is twisting over by the Braves dugout. Russell Martin climbing up on top of the rail to give it an effort, but the ball just too far away.
Got to go take a look, because that ball has got backspin on it, and as it's coming down, it's moving back toward the field of play. So if it's going to be close, you have to take a look and see what might happen. That might be gone.
There's the one who made the catch.
And that's the one that tried to make the catch.
2-ball, 2-strike count to Reed Johnson. And Sanchez delivers low. Count is full, 3-2. Runner at first base, Gaddis, will take off with this Sanchez pitch. And on deck is the catcher, Gerald Laird. 3-2 to Reed Johnson. Almost got his own teammate. Somehow Justin Upton spun out of the way of that ball. If it hit him there, it's a dead ball. He's in foul ground.
Yeah, you see the reason for taking your lead in foul territory when you're coming off third. So if you get hit, you're not out.
Upton's heart's beating a little faster right now. Payoff pitch from Jonathan Sanchez to Reed Johnson. And he struck him out. Rung up by home plate umpire Paul Nart. And Jonathan Sanchez wriggles off the hook in spite of issuing 2 walks in the third inning. Another strikeout for Sanchez. It again with his 4th annual cruise to cure prostate cancer. Friday, July 19th, he'll begin the 600-mile journey on his Can-Am Spyder motorcycle riding round trip from Pittsburgh to Cincinnati, all to raise awareness and funding for prostate cancer research. The Pirate Pair can't do this alone. Go to pirates.com/cruise to donate or to sign up to ride along with him. He's been in training.
On the back?
Yeah.
You sit on the back?
No. You can find other ways to ride along with him, drive alongside him.
Oh, I don't know.
There'd only be room for
sit
one.
on the back. Sidecar. How about that, huh?
Well, that'd be nice. Take that ride. But he's been in training. He's going to take his act. Instead of going to Philadelphia this year, he's going to Cincinnati.
Trying somewhere new.
2-2, bottom of the third inning. Garrett Jones facing Chris Medlin. Takes ball one. The Braves infield has shifted over to the right side for Garrett Jones.
How about Denver? Can we get him to Denver? Just down 70.
Yeah, it is. That might be the longest distance covered on one single road that the Pirates would travel to. Think about it.
Yeah.
Just take 70, get on. You don't need directions to get to Denver from here. Get on 70 and step on the gas.
Go west, Jeff man.
Maybe the Parrot can ride his motorcycle there next year. 2-1 to Jones. Toward the middle. Simmons right there. Jones is out. For the Pirates in the third inning. Tell you what, it looks beautiful down the field, but it is cold in the shade. If you happen to be in the shade, trying to warm things up here.
Yeah, I saw you brought the heater, huh?
Yeah, brought the flames today. But it doesn't emit any heat, this fireplace we have here in the booth. Yeah. Walker takes a strike. Is that warming you up, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Warming you up.
Very good.
Put another log on the fire.
Oh.
Yeah, we've had.
Wow.
Is that hot?
Yeah.
Why isn't it hot to hold it? That's what I want to know.
Well, you have the case on your side. It's
right.
Insulated.
Well, the flames look nice, but they're not keeping us any warmer up here. Walker takes this one to left field. That one almost handcuffed Upton, but he was able to hang on for the out.
Probably slicing a little bit, coming back to him.
Pedro Alvarez 1 for 1 with a run scored this afternoon. Tweet comes in at Root Sports Pit. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Martin and Pedro's bats coming to life lately is what this offense needs. Pedro can be a game changer. There's no question about it. We've seen it in the past. We saw it here twice this series.
The team played so well in the middle part of the summer last year, and that's, it's not a coincidence. That's where Pedro was just mashing home runs all over the place. Nothing changes that win-loss column around like instant offense, and Pedro gives you that.
Watch out. It's a rocket hit foul. A couple of long balls off the bat of Pedro Alvarez. This was in game one. High off the batter's eye in center field, and this one completely out. And just missed going down the hill into the river. Well, we're going to see some more of that out of Pedro. Last year he started off slowly as well, and he started to hit the home runs. Foul ball down first.
It just seems to me that when you talk about home run hitters, the guys that are known power hitters throughout the league, that You know, most of them are the streaky variety. I think it's kind of rare to see, you know, a home run power type guy that's just like, okay, you know, really solid, 2 home runs a week type. Yeah, they get hot. They rip 7 or 8 home runs in maybe a 2-week period, and then they cool off. I think that's more the norm than you would think.
Edlin pitching against Pedro Alvarez with 2 men out in the bottom of the 3rd of a 2-2 ball game. 4th and final game of this series.
You just have to make sure that when those type of guys get hot, that you have the pitching to take advantage of the runs that they're manufacturing, and they can carry it for a while. Just because of their bat, you might be able to reel off 6 or 7 wins in a row.
Pedro still alive at the plate.
Yeah, a little too quick on that one. Just kind of cued it off the very end of the bat. Bat must not be cupped. If that was a cupped bat, I would have thought that would have peeled off a piece.
And Alvarez strikes out. 3 up, 3 down for Medlin. 2-2 the score after 3. Top of the 4th inning, Atlanta 2 and the Pirates 2 on a Kids Day Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. Glad you guys are here with us today. Janmar Gomez takes over for Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez just goes 3 innings. Gives up the 2 earned runs on 4 hits.
See by the numbers, Gomez has pitched well in 3 games, 7 innings. It's the long man stats. You don't come in and just pitch an inning. You're out there for a little while. All the numbers are pretty good. Opponent batting average at .250. Nothing wrong with that. Going over the signs with Martin, just in case somebody gets a second.
Picture perfect afternoon at PNC Park. Pirates head off to the eastern part of the state when this one's over. 4 games with the Philadelphia Phillies. That'll make a nice photo. A.J. Burnett will pitch tomorrow night. And a ground ball to Pedro. And Gerald Laird is out. A quick out for Janmar Gomez.
Pedro really took his time. He knew he had a slower runner. Got his feet set, made a nice, strong, accurate throw. No rush to it. You got to know who's running. Now, if Simmons hits that same ball, he'll be in a little bit of a hurry, as he should be.
Ball 1 to Andrelton Simmons. Two and 0. 2 balls, no strikes to the shortstop, hitting an RBI in the 2nd inning. Took an 0 for last night. And he'll take a strike here. It's 2 and 1. Simmons is 2 for 10 in this series in Pittsburgh. There's AJ getting ready. First start tomorrow night, visiting with Jeff Locke. AJ 1 and 2 on the year. Phillies are home. They're taking on St. Louis today.
It's been a night game. They're not playing right now.
It'll be chilly there in Philly tonight.
We should go, huh? You gonna go with me?
You going to arrange it?
No.
You can arrange the trip.
No.
I'll just follow along.
I was being sarcastic. I don't want to be cold anymore.
You know, they have
No way
televisions at the hotel. And it's warm at the hotel.
I hear they have televisions in Irish pubs also.
You know, I read that somewhere. But I haven't met anybody who could confirm that for me in real life. Maybe you'll help me with that. Payoff pitch. And he missed. 1-out walk issued to Simmons. That'll bring up the pitcher Medlin. Great way to watch baseball is MLB.com at bat. It's the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Pirates baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and a lot more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit pirates.com for details. Maybe you can watch the Phillies in St. Louis on At Bat tonight.
Do they have At Bat in an Irish pub?
If you have a smartphone, you have it.
A little shepherd's pie.
That sounds good.
Cool evening.
Oh, they got him. He is so. Had him picked off. I'm not sure what happened there, but Simmons somehow got back to the bag. He was caught way off. And first base umpire Andy Fletcher called him safe.
He was really picked off.
Oh, he missed the
Oh,
tag.
yeah. Didn't quite get the tag down. Daylight.
That's what happened.
Good call.
Andrelton Simmons has 1 stolen base on the year. Right now, Medlin trying to get him over. A swing and a foul back. Remember, Medlin batted right-handed against the lefty Sanchez. Now turns around to bat lefty against Genmar Gomez. Medlin was going to pitch for the United States in the World Baseball Classic, pulled out so that he could be there for the birth of his son, Max. Oh, 2 pitch. Shows bunt, and Martin bluffs the throw. Pedro Alvarez way in on the grass for Medlin. Strikeout for Gomez. Throw back down. Simmons back. So 2 men out. Back to the top of the order. B.J. Upton, the next hitter.
Well, I'm with Pedro. I'd have been in there also. I don't understand why Medlin swinging away. But he did. And struck out. And Simmons is still standing at first.
Fourth game in a row we've seen the Braves just swing the bat. They like to swing at a lot of stuff. Yes, they figure they'll bring the bat to the plate. They may as well use it. A lot of free swingers on this team. B.J. Upton 0 for 2. Popped out to Garrett Jones at first base in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the second. That pitch called a ball.
BJ liked that call. And a few times he hasn't seen eye to eye with the umpires on balls and strikes in this series.
Genmar Gomez delivers, and Upton puts this one on top of the first base dugout.
And the ball really ran in on his hands.
Two men out. Runner on first is Andrelton Simmons, and Genmar Gomez, second pitcher used this afternoon, backing up Jonathan Sanchez. Genmar coming home 1-2. Base hit for Upton. And the Braves with runners at first and second and 2 out.
Got 5 hits today. 4 of them have been ground balls in the 2 holes. 3 of them just in the shortstop hole. Well, that ground ball hit fairly sharply, though. It wasn't exactly a 5-hopper going through there.
Upton at first base. Simmons over at second. And Ramiro Pena, the former New York Yankee, at the plate. Pena backed up Derek Jeter at shortstop and spent the year going back and forth between the big leagues and AAA. Are they changing the signs up now with a man on second?
Yeah, that's always what I kind of think about when I see this scenario with the shortstop running in. And you see Barmas shaking his head, yes, or I understand. And I'm thinking they've changed the signs.
Ramiro Pena, the switch hitter, batting left-handed. He has walked and struck out. Genmar Gomez checking second base, now coming home, and that's outside ball 1. And he spent most of the year with Scranton Wilkes-Barre last year. Had some time in the Bronx. He's ahead in the count, 2-0.
See, in that scenario there, with our wide shot, you can see Barmas taking a couple steps in, even though there's 2 outs, a couple steps in to make sure Simmons stays close to the bag. It's not because he's worried about Simmons getting a third with 2 outs, but by holding Simmons on, you prevent a double steal. And you do not want Upton to be in scoring position. So when you have runners at first and second, you still have to watch the guy at second base. If he's there by himself, you can get out onto the outfield grass and say, hey, if you want third, go ahead. I'm backing up. I'm guarding against a base hit that's going to score you.
Rio is in for a strike. Gomez painting himself into a corner a little bit with Justin Upton on deck. If he were to lose Pena, he would load the bases for the major league's leading home run hitter in Upton.
Spin move here, Mike. Just for the heck of it. See what happens. Mission? Well, the reason that I thought, why not, is because Pendleton had snuck in from his spot coaching first base and said something to Upton in his ear. And you never know. Maybe he's saying, hey, just want to make sure you saw it. That was the steal sign. Because he's way away from Upton, and he went running up, said something in his ear, and then back to where he is right now.
Runners go. This one slapped to third. Alvarez up with it. Throws to first. And Chenmar Gomez gets out of the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left through 3.5. Pirates 2, Braves 2.
Maybe graze the stands here at PNC Park as I found my way, Tim and Bob, here with the Horseheads, and here they are, a couple guys from Mount Washington being goofy and having a good time. I just tweeted a picture on the Root Sports account at Root Sports Pits. You can get an up-close look at these guys. Now, here's a story. You were talking about the unicorn. He was able to get the hat on, but these three guys were actually doing a polar plunge for charity a little while ago. He had his regular horse head, and somebody had the guts to steal it.
No.
So he had, yes, I'm serious. Oh. So he had to one-up it, and he decided, you know what, he wasn't just going to settle for a regular horse head. He was going to get the unicorn. So,
well, things happen for a reason, I guess,
It happened out the river. Right, so if you look at these two horse heads, it's identical. So if anyone out there finds another horse head loose, it belongs right here to the unicorn. So this is hard-hitting journalism right here. Okay.
Definitely, you can see he's the leader now. He's got the horn there.
He is. Yep. He's the leader of the crew. Are you proud of that? Being the leader of the crew.
Got pink lips.
Very much so. And he's laughing inside the horse head, which is even
bring
funnier.
Some sugar cubes to thank him with.
Need a few sugar cubes as a thank you.
Yeah. Give him an apple. Tell him go sit down.
Yeah. Bob has an apple for you, and he wants you to sit down. Okay. You'd have heard the noise he just made inside that mask.
We did. We heard it. One yesterday, 3 today.
They're multiplying like rabbits with their horses. And the unicorn.
Be a whole herd here in a month. Be a whole section. PNC Wild Horse area. Wild Horse Preserve.
Fly ball down the left field line, and it is going foul. And
oh my
goodness, what a catch by Andrelton Simmons. Holy smokes, what a catch. Look how far he went to get this baseball.
That's an outstanding play. They had to make a little adjustment because he'd overrun it a little bit. Now he's going to have to bend back. That knee is going to kind of get stuck in the ground a little bit right there. It looks a little uncomfortable, and the whole time he has just got excellent concentration on the baseball. He's got to be thinking about the fences coming up. Also on his mind is Upton going to run over me? A lot of stuff going on with that play.
Well, Russell Martin even giving him a little applause.
That's what you got to do. That's just a great baseball play.
Farmas 1 for 1 with an RBI.
It's the type of play that we saw Russell Martin trying to make earlier when he jumped up on the railing of the dugout.
Back at Simmons, and he throws out Farmas 2 away.
Not surprising that Martin's a guy that can really appreciate that effort. And that's the effort he gives.
Let's bring up Genmar Gomez. His first plate appearance today. You see, there's Ricky. He's 28. That's an actual Steve Blass jersey. Steve loaned him that today. He is in uniform, the correct uniform on this Sunday, but that's an actual Blass game jersey.
You know, I kind of noticed when he was throwing peanuts, he was a little off target.
Threw a lot of sliders, though. And Genmar Gomez strikes out. But certainly this play by Andrelton Simmons worth another look as he robs Russell Martin. Inning. The Pirates and MLB are going to bat against breast cancer with the 5th annual honorary Batgirl contest. The contest is designed to increase breast cancer awareness while raising funds to support breast cancer research. All men and women 18 and older are encouraged to submit stories about how they or someone they know are going to bat against breast cancer and why they would like to be an honorary Batgirl for the Pirates. To share your story and to nominate a Pirates honorary Batgirl, visit honorarybatgirl.com by Monday. That's tomorrow. Well, ice cream on a sub 50 degree day, but it's feeling a lot warmer than that in the sunshine. Not quite jacket weather for those sitting in the sun. Robbie Insmakowski and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Glad you're along watching Pirates baseball with us today. Justin Upton will lead off for the Braves, then Evan Gattis, and then Chris Johnson, 3, 4, and 5 in the Atlanta order, facing Genmar Gomez. Upton 0 for 1 with a walk today. 1 ball and no strikes to Upton. Braves return the series to Atlanta in June 3rd, 4th, and 5th for a 3-game set. And that'll be it for the Braves for the season. Next time you can come down to PNC Park and see the Buccos in person, it'll be May 3rd, and the Washington Nationals come in for 3, and then a 2-game series, the 7th and 8th, against the Seattle Mariners, a team you hardly ever get to see play here. 2-game interleague series, and the Pirates will play out in Seattle for 2 later in the summer. Pitch to Upton. All 3. Upton off to a red-hot start. His 9th homer Thursday night in the 5th inning. Became the quickest player in Braves franchise history to get to 9 home runs. Took him just 15 games to do it. He thought that was ball 4, and Upton a little bit upset. That might have just widened Paul Nart's strike zone with the deliberate walking around the plate on that strike call.
Now take a look at the Range Resources strike zone. Maybe just nicked it.
Anything a little closer than that might have been called a strike, but Upton down to first, his 2nd walk of the game. A leadoff walk issued. Umpires don't like it when you show them up.
No, they don't. You know, there's not really a whole lot they can do about it anymore, as opposed to, I'll say 20, 30 years ago. It was a little different. But now, the grid the strike zone we show every now and then, they get graded by that.
Upton was taking off. He has 2 steals on the year.
Some umpires would have bigger strike zones than others, and you would kind of learn that almost like a scouting report for players. You know, if the score was to get out of hand, they could speed the game up by making the strike zone a little bit bigger. And there are some situations where I'm sure that the pitcher or the hitter was showing them up a little bit. Strike zone would change a little accordingly. But that was baseball. It was known. It was kind of lived with. But technology has changed all that.
No balls, 2 strikes to Evan Gattis. Outside. But also the umpiring pool is smaller because they all umped in their own league. In other words, you just had National League umpires.
Yeah,
and
you had
umpires.
You had very few umpires to really have to get to know the same small group all the time. They'd rotate around. You'd have some, minor league guys would come up and all the National League umpires every now and again. The umpires wouldn't cross leagues. You had American League umpires, you had National League umpires. They wore different uniforms.
Now this group of umpires could do a National League series now and then be headed off to do an American League series next time around. Just Major League umpires. And he went. Yes, he did. Punched out by Andy Fletcher. And Gattis strikes out for the 2nd time. He's 0 for 2.
That bat definitely is well out there.
Chris Johnson. He'll wait as the throw goes over to first. Look at that, Bob. They're single and ready to mingle. They're talking about you?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they are.
What have you said lately?
Yeah, there they are. That's my guy. I'll be there, guys. Oh, I see them, too. I see right where they're at.
This one driven to the gap, and underneath it, Marte makes the catch for the second out. Those were two odd-looking signs to be up next to each other.
Why is that? I'm an attractive guy.
Yeah, well, you know, I just found it odd. That's all.
I'm married, though. Lori wouldn't like that sign.
No. She brought Minnie with her. She's got her eco-friendly rally towel given out today to the kids, 14 and under. Reed Johnson at the plate. That's just what we need. More Bob Walk signs around the ballpark.
There's not enough of them.
Not enough of them. You know, we need the Bob Walk, the big heads that they have now. You see them at college basketball games. Saw one at Teak the other day.
Let's stick with the horse heads. I like those better.
There's that sign that's up every day over here behind the DH.
It's actually painted onto that beam. Just make it look like a sign.
That was a piece of paper taped up. There goes Upton. The throw down by Martin. That's going to be stopped by Walker from going into center field. But Justin Upton has his third stolen base of the season.
A perfect throw. That would have been close. And right when that ball hits the dirt, I think the foot is about 3 feet from the bag. So if you think, okay, the ball is right around the base, might have got an out. But it's kind of a lot to ask a catcher to put the ball right on the base every single time. It's not going to happen.
With 2 outs, the Braves have the go-ahead run in scoring position. And the 1-1 to Reed Johnson. High in the air to left, playable for Marte. Got the glasses on. Denmar Gomez, another scoreless inning of relief as Johnson flies out. 2-2, Braves and Pirates. Against the Louisville Bats, went just 4 innings, gave up only 1 hit, no runs, but he walked 5 and struck out 2 on 85 pitches over the 4 innings. So big thing, no runs and just 1 hit, but he did have some control issues walking 5 guys today. All eyes on Garrett Cole every time he takes the hill.
Well, I think you can see that still needs a little experience, a little seasoning. Last couple of starts haven't gone all that well.
Starling Marte leads off and lays down a bunt. And it's going to be foul.
I know that from what I read, he was not happy that he got sent down. He thought he had pitched well in spring training, which he did. I wonder now if he kind of sees that maybe he does need at least maybe another half season down there.
Well, we're going to see him at some point, more than likely this year. But when he does get here, you've got to figure he's going to be good for a long time. Nothing doing there for the third baseman, Johnson. That ball just embarrassed him, and the Pirates have a base runner.
He stabbed at it with the glove. Watch him push the glove down real quick. Too late. The ball's by him. He moved it. I think ideally you want to kind of start a little low and bring the glove up. You see guys do that all the time, try to bring the ball up to the baseball. He was actually going the other direction, pushing the glove down. I'm guessing that ball hit a soft spot there in the grass. He didn't get near the bounce that he was expecting. Almost barehanded once he missed it with the glove.
Snyder 0 for 1. He's walked once. And his hitting streak at 7 straight. Marte a threat to run here. Let's check in with Robbie for more on Travis Snyder.
And he discussed hitting in that number 2 spot, Tim.
Whenever you get an opportunity to play, you have to embrace that role. And being in the 2-hole, hitting in front of Kutch, that's a special place to be in the lineup, and you try not to take that for granted.
And Clint Hurdle said that he was doing what worked best for him, and that was reacquiring his best approach he had in the minors. If you remember, he was a high draft pick and a big up-and-comer with Toronto. We'll see how it goes.
There goes Marte. He slides, and he is out. Pitch was a good one for Laird to handle. Brought him up out of his crouch.
Simmons made the great play at second base.
Yeah, good tag. Good play, good tag.
Ball came in on a bounce. I talk a lot about how difficult it is to catch a short hop and get a tag down. That's Simmons handling the hop and then put the glove right in front of the base.
That essentially allows the would-be base stealer to tag himself out on the way in, which is what Marte did. One man out, base is empty. Pirates were attempting to get the go-ahead run in scoring position, but Gerald Laird and Andrelton Simmons combining to get the out. 2-2 pitch from Medlin to Snyder. Travis Snyder trying to do some damage on his own. He's due. He is about ready for a home run at some point. Pops this one up, and this will go back into the seats. He had one taken away by video replay earlier in the homestand. Well, I talked to him about that, and he said home runs are rally killers. Just like we talk about often. He said that might have killed a rally. You never know.
Could have.
And that was a week ago.
And the home run, the reason, and there's something to that because it clears the bases. It allows the infielders to play, wherever they want to, as far as who's up at the plate hitting. They don't have to worry about cheating in, get double plays, guys stealing, stuff like that. Allows the pitcher to go ahead and throw from a windup if he wants to, which is the way most starters do. He doesn't have to worry about what the base runners are doing.
Chris Medlin now makes his home in Duluth, Georgia. Medlin was a 10th round pick in 06 out of Santa Ana Junior College, and now home plate umpire Paul Nart getting in the ear of Snyder on more than one occasion. And Snyder just listening for the most part. Now Clint Hurdle's going to come out and get involved. And Nart just shaking his head back and forth.
You know, there was it looked like he was kind of pointed back toward the catcher Laird for a moment.
3-2 is hit to right center field, and that's going to go to the wall. Snyder around first, and he is into second base with a 1-out double. An 8-game hitting streak for Travis Snyder, his 7th double of the season.
Whatever the discussion was about, it didn't bother Snyder at all. He just blistered this ball into the gap. He's getting to be a little bit of a doubles machine. Huh?
He is. And I like where he's hitting them, too, in the gaps. Seeing him put more in the gaps and fewer down the line. So Snyder in second base, and the Pirates have the go-ahead run in scoring position. One man out, and Andrew McCutchen at the plate. Kutch is 1 for 2. Base hit in the first, and in the second, and he flat out deep to left.
There is nobody anywhere close to Snyder at second base. I know earlier this year he got thrown out trying to steal third.
Well, now Ramiro Pena.
Yeah, there's
somebody noticed in the Braves dugout.
Yeah,
so told Ramiro Pena to sneak in over there. Good hack.
Both middle infielders were basically on the edge of the grass. And you're right. I think somebody in the dugout said, "Hey, wait a minute. There's only one out. Somebody has got to keep him at second base. Can't let him get to third. Go ahead, run." See Pena in the picture now. He's moving over. He'll release when the pitch goes home. But he's going to stand there in the picture, a little close, just to make sure Snyder knows that he could break in toward the bag at any moment.
And McCutchen goes down looking. And again,
3 times now.
A fastball. And the word that Clint Hurdle used today was "it electrocutes me." That was his quote. He said, "It electrocutes me to watch guys strike out on fastballs with runners in scoring position."
This is the 3rd time we've had a hitter go down on a fastball called strike 3 with a runner at second base. Neil Walker did it. Now McCutchen has done it. And Snyder did it.
Garrett Jones with 2 outs. Takes a big rip. 0-1 to Garrett. Garrett today 0 for 2. Flied out foul to Upton in left field. And then grounded out to Simmons, the shortstop, in the 3rd inning. One ball, 1 strike to Garrett. Jones with 1 home run in the year, 9 RBIs. Medlin, who came into the game with a 1.42 ERA, giving up 2 runs. He doesn't give up much more than that. Hasn't in a while. Jones to left field. Upton drifting back. He gets twisted around and recovers on the track to make the catch. Pirates will leave one. There was an error and a hit. On to the 6th. 2-2. WVU's Jared West sinks a buzzer beater in the '98 NCAA tournament to defeat Cincinnati and send the Mountaineers to the Sweet 16. Hear the story retold by Bob Huggins, Jared West, Brent Solheim, and Tony Caridi while you relive this bracket-busting classic. Sunday Night Classics, Boise buzzer beater. Tonight at 8 on Root Sports. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Braves, 2 runs on 5 hits for the Pirates. We start the 6th inning. Gerald Laird will lead off. The catcher is the 7th hitter in the order, facing Genmar Gomez. Pitch to Laird is in for a strike. Got some candy over there, Bob.
Blas came in here and threw these at me. Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls. Why did he throw those at you?
Because somebody told him about the comment I made about Rick wearing his uniform and being wild with the peanuts.
And Laird delivers a leadoff single. Oh, that comment.
So he came here, he threw these at me. He hit me with them, too. I was a little surprised.
Yeah, he hit you with every one of them.
Got them out of the fridge, though. They're a little hard. They're like little rocks. Put them over there next to the fire, will you?
Okay. Soften them up.
Yeah.
Put them right in front of the fireplace. Andrelton Simmons. Nobody out, one on, rips this one, just foul. He really turned on that. And third base umpire Chris Conroy there to call it foul. That ball was smoked.
Just foul. A bit of a hook.
No balls and a strike to Simmons. Atlanta with a pitcher spot up next. And Medlin in the on-deck circle. And strike 2 to Simmons. More activity in the Pirate bullpen as Justin Wilson has started to warm up. One and 2 to Andrelton Simmons. Simmons had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. He walked and was stranded in the 4th. And a line shot to left. One hopper for Marte. 2nd hit for Simmons. 2nd hit of the inning off Genmar Gomez. And now 2 on and nobody out for Atlanta.
Good looking young player. And that ball kind of took a hop back to the right. Remember that one earlier that was hit out to Snyder? Did that same thing.
Funny spin on it. So now Chris Medlin will try to get these guys over. Garrett Jones creeping in from first while Pedro Alvarez holds tight at third base. First and second, nobody out. Medlin looking to sacrifice. Put a bunt down successfully in the second inning. And then struck out in the fourth. And Pedro giving the signs to the infield on how they'll play this. And Genmar Gomez was watching rather interestedly. Hit foul. That is strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Freddie Gonzalez watches on. His team up to a great start in spite of the fact they've lost 3 of their last 4 ball games. 13-4. Still the best record in the major leagues, although a couple of teams are on their heels. The Red Sox start action today 12-4. Oakland starts action 12-6. And Colorado with an even 13-4 record. And the Rockies off to a great start in the West. A surprisingly good start.
I was not expecting the Rockies to make much noise.
Well, that's the international sign for the pitchers ready to go. Maybe there's a problem with the phone. So Euclides Rojas on the phone.
I thought they were going to use wireless phones this year. I see a cord still being used. Wasn't that going to happen?
Well, when they shake the hat, that's wireless. No, but I know what you mean. They were. We had been told they were going to do that. And Medlin down on strikes again. I'm not sure what the latest is on that story, Bob. Got push buttons on it, though.
Got a phone just like that on the basement wall.
It's going to do it for Genmar Gomez. Clint Hurdle coming out to get him. Justin Wilson will depart the Pirates bullpen and head on out to the mound and take over for Gomez. As the bullpen been a little busier here later in the ball game. Pirates 2, Braves 2. Pitching change at PNC Park. Inge began the season on the DL after hurting his scapula in spring training when he was hit by a pitch. In 16 games with Indy, he's hitting .148, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 12 walks. Our injury update brought to you by our friends at Allegheny Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pirates. Along with Robbie Innsmikowski and Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. 2-2. Top of the 6th inning. Justin Wilson takes over for Genmar Gomez. And he inherits a 1-out, 2-on situation in the top of the order. B.J. Upton to face. Pitch to Upton is in for a strike. Upton 1 for 3. He has struck out once today. Gerald Laird, the runner at second. He's in scoring position. Vandleton Simmons, shortstops at first. Those are your base runners for Atlanta. Trying to put together a threat in the 6th. Braves get their 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning on 4 straight hits. And the Pirates countered with 3 straight hits of their own in the 2nd that produced 2 runs. Ground ball to shortstop. Barmes flips to Walker for 1. The turn. Got him. Double play. Justin Wilson rolls 2. Pirates coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Join us Friday, May 31st for the 2nd annual Allergy Awareness Night at PNC Park, sponsored by Milan Specialty LP. Enjoy a night out in a peanut-controlled section. Tickets are $20 with $10 loaded value on each ticket. Good for food and beverage. For tickets, visit pirates.com/allergy awareness. He's got his own Jolly Roger there. Pirates hoping to raise it up for the 3rd time in 4 games against the Braves, and this one's all said and done. Put the black and gold on. Got some competition the Parrot does behind him. Now the Parrot knows that he has to give her back, right?
Do the kids like that when he swallows them up like that?
No. She survived.
Apparently, yes. She got a big smile on her face.
She'll live to tell the tale. Here's Neil Walker. Takes inside for a ball. Well, Chris Medlin's been getting it done. He did give up the 2 runs on 3 hits in the 2nd inning, but other than that, he's just given up a hit in the 1st and another hit in the 5th. And the Pirates bats hoping to come alive late in the ball game now and undo this 2-2 tie. It was the 31st of July last season when the Braves moved Medlin to the rotation, and all he did was go 9-0 in 12 starts. Might have been the best move they made all year. Whoa, watch it.
all-purpose pitch.
Over the shoulder of A.J. Burnett, who will pitch tomorrow night in Philadelphia. Game 1 of that 4-game set with the Phillies. Pirates' only visit to Philadelphia this year, and it will be a 4-gamer. Back-to-back 4-game series. 4 here against Atlanta, then 4 in Philly. And off to St. Louis for the weekend. And Walker smacks one to right field and a base hit. Leadoff man aboard for the Bucks in the 6th.
He got himself in a hitter's count. Look, fastball, got it, did something with it.
Walker 1 for 3 now.
Pedro mustered up some of that daytime magic he had last year.
18 of his 30 home runs came during day games last year. 12 of them at night. And some of those weekend day games were fun. I remember one in the 19th inning in St. Louis that was very helpful. He goes to the left side of PNC Park and deep. Upton chasing it to the track, to the wall. He leaps and makes a great catch. Tagging from first and going to second is Walker. What a play by Justin Upton, taking one away from Alvarez.
Well, the way that wall starts getting shallow, I thought that's where it was going to go, and he was going to have a chance at the home run. Upton checks the wall, gets up there. I don't think it was going to be over the fence, but he was taking no chances.
Some spike marks in the padding.
Walker able to tag up and get himself in the scoring position.
And they want to appeal. And Walker is safe. He did not leave early.
Well, he timed his jump well. Right at the top is where he made the catch.
Russell Martin waved through that pitch. It's 0-1.
One of his better swings, kind of slow motion swing.
Pedro felt cheated there. Justin Upton did what he was supposed to do. Russell Martin was slowed down a little bit by Medlin, but Pena there to throw out Martin, and down to third goes Walker.
Oh, slowed it down to base hit speed.
Yeah.
Of course, if he hadn't touched it at all, it looked like it was going to be a fairly easy ground ball out. But he almost slowed it down enough to where he killed it on the grass. That would have been a hit.
So the Braves pitching coach Roger McDowell will come out and pay a visit to Medlin, and the entire infield will join the meeting.
Yeah, this is a strategy session about how they want to go about pitching to Barmes.
Double barrel Luises warming up. One a righty, one a lefty.
You have action in our pen also because you have the pitcher on deck.
Jared Hughes is loosening up for the Pirates.
Kind of like that shot. That's a fan view. Pirate bullpen. Looking through the visitors bullpen. Braves.
1-0 pitch coming to Barmes. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Pirates shortstop. Barmes drove in a run in the second inning with an RBI single, his 800th career hit. Grounded out to the shortstop Simmons in the 4th. Trying to get Walker in. He represents the go-ahead run. And Barmes toward the middle, hit slowly. And Simmons will not get him, and the Pirates lead it 3-2. Barmes with his second RBI base hit, and the Pirates in front.
Yeah, the Pirates were burned earlier in the game with a couple well-placed ground balls. And this is a very well-placed ground ball, gives them the lead. Simmons able to get to it, but in no position to get any kind of a throw-off.
The Pirates have 3 earned runs off of Chris Medlin today. It's only the second time in quite a long time that's happened. As Justin Wilson takes a strike, but just the second time since 2010 that he's allowed 3 earned runs in a start. You have to go back to the 25th of September of last year, the other time when he allowed 3 earned runs against the Marlins. So the Pirates putting 3 up on him. I'd like to add on if they can. Wilson foul tip for a strike. Pirates in front 3-2, bottom of the 6th. There goes the runner Barmes, but Wilson swings and strikes out. Pirates get a run on 2 hits and take the lead on the RBI single by Barmes. Here we start the 7th inning, and the middle infielders Clint Barmes and Neil Walker combining to get that go-ahead run in. Walker with a leadoff single. Alvarez moved him over with a deep fly ball out, and Martin a slowly hit ground ball up the middle that was slowed down by the pitcher Medlin, and Barmes the dribbler up the middle, and that was enough to get Walker in. Ramiro Pena, the second baseman, takes a ball from Justin Wilson. Wilson came in relief of Genmar Gomez last inning. With 1 out, faced 1 man, B.J. Upton. He rolled a double play ball to get out of the inning. Russell Martin wants to go out and talk with Justin Wilson. Well, Pirates bullpen's been very good this season, by I think to say the least. The bullpen's held opponents to the lowest batting average in the major leagues coming into action today, just a 176 average. And the bullpen ERA second among National League teams behind the Braves at 109. So the bullpen's been pretty good. And still some help on the way with Jose Contreras on the rehab trail. He is parallel with Francisco Liriano, the starter. They were in Altoona, their last stop. Three balls and one strike. Jeff Karstens took another step toward returning today. Played long toss and then threw a bullpen session. That one missed, and Wilson puts the tying run on. A leadoff walk to Ramiro Pena.
Just a little bit off the inside corner, perhaps. Okay, Justin thought might get that call.
Justin Upton has walked twice and struck out once, and made one heck of a catch. Upton, part of a 7-player deal this offseason. Came over from the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they got his brother B.J. Upton after he spent 10 seasons with the Tampa Bay Rays. A visit from pitching coach Ray Searage.
Now that last breaking ball was very close. Another call he didn't get. Now something that kind of notice it might not be a big deal, but you know, when he's out there, I'm used to seeing 93s, 96s. He's been throwing real hard this year, and 90s and 91s. At least this inning.
We saw him as high as 97 at one point this year.
Yeah, I remember he hit 97 in Arizona.
Yeah.
Was it the 3-inning stint he pitched so well in?
And
there we go.
Reached back, got it to 93, and pumped it past Upton for a strike.
Yeah, fine arm, for sure.
Justin Wilson made his big league debut last year in San Diego late in the season against the Padres. Made his first opening day roster this year. Had a good spring. Backs up Justin Upton, 2-1. Upton looks at the 2-1 pitch. Russell Martin holds it there, wanting to get a call, but none coming from Paul Nart.
He's not been getting any calls. And the ball 4 pitch was called inside. That one right there, pitch number 4, caught the edge. That other pitch that was on the edge, the first pitch, that was called a ball.
Nart has had a tight strike zone all afternoon. It started with the first batter of the ball game. Three and two, nobody out. Pena at first. He stays there. Pitch foul back. A little bit more velocity that time at 94 miles an hour for Justin Wilson.
Yeah, that's where we've been used to watching.
There goes the runner, and they strike out and throw him out. The second time in the game the Pirates have had to strike him out, throw him out, double play. 2 down.
Another nice fastball. Certainly nothing wrong with his velocity. Last couple he has thrown.
And virtually identical to the last one in the first inning.
Fired that one right by Upton.
Upton had a foul tip, strike 3 in the first, and it was Pena running, and he was tagged out by Walker. That's the second time that's happened. Now Gaddis batting. Fouls the first pitch off.
Look at that throw by Martin.
And lots of time.
Absolutely perfect toss.
It was an emphasis from the time the season ended last year through the winter, and then executed in spring training, controlling the running game, and the Pirates doing a much better job of it this year than last. This one high in the air to right toward the corner. Snyder, and he will not get it. And Gaddis is in with a 2-out double.
A good thing that throw was right there on the money to erase Pena. With 2 outs, that ball, high fly ball. Here comes a high fly ball off the wall with 2 outs. Runner would be going. Obviously walks home on this. Good throw by Russell Martin. Keeps a run off the board.
So Justin Wilson going to be lifted from the ball game. Chris Johnson, a right-hander, waiting at the plate. Glenn Hurley will go to the right-hander, Jared Hughes. As he sprints in from the dugout. 3-2 Pirates in the 7th.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the new Chicken Fajita Sub, only at Quiznos. Let's go Bucks!
2 men out in the top half of the 7th inning.
Nice shot.
Pirates. Isn't that a nice shot?
Beautiful.
Postcard right there. Jared Hughes, the right-hander, with Gaddis, the tying run in scoring position, facing Johnson. He delivers a strike call. They're taking over for Justin Wilson, who won an inning in the 3rd.
Been roughed up a little bit a couple of times.
0-1. That is off the glove of Martin. Gaddis thought better of heading to 3rd, went back to 2nd. Gaddis with his first hit today, a wall double to right. Second base with 2 men out. Hughes the stretch. And the pitch. Swinging strike. It's 1-2 to Chris Johnson. Johnson 1 for 3 today. Seen his average dip all the way down to 414 from 418. A major league leading 418 average coming into the game. Got him. Jared Hughes does the job and puts out the fire. Good work by Hughes. He strikes out one of the hottest hitters in baseball, Chris Johnson, with the tying run in scoring position. And the Pirates hang on to this 3-2 lead at the 7th inning stretch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you now to stand and join the Pirates and Major League Baseball as we offer support to our troops here and abroad. Here to lead us with God Bless America are students from the Charleroi Area School District Choir. Joining them on the field today, representing the Wounded Warrior Project, is Sergeant Thomas Lieb of the U.S. Army. In 2005, while on patrol in northern Iraq, Sergeant Lieb had broken both ankles and had major trauma to his right shoulder. He had an 8-year career as a member of your United States Army, and we are proud and thankful he is back home in Pittsburgh, safe and sound. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Terrific shots on a terrific day from the AGH cam. 3-2 Pirates go to the bottom of the 7th. Not a bad crowd here on this Kids Day Sunday afternoon. 20,873 on hand. And a new pitcher is Luis Ayala, the former Baltimore Oriole. Will make his 4th appearance with the Braves. Facing the top of the Pirates order, Starling Marte. Marte without a hit. Did reach on an error and was hit by a pitch. So he's been on base twice, but is 0 for 2. Ayala was picked up early in the season from Baltimore. And there's a base hit for Marte. Starling Marte leads off the 7th with a single.
Starling banging one through that hole. This has been a busy place this afternoon. Need a run. It's not a long afternoon, 2 pitches.
Yeah, well, Freddie Gonzalez didn't like the job Ayala did, so he's going back to the bullpen right away. Baseball Kutch goes to work with Habitat for Humanity. See part 3 of our A.J. Burnett mic'd up segment. Hear how Doc Ellis intentionally got kicked out of a game and much more. It's Inside Pirates Baseball presented by Allegheny Sports Medicine today after Pirates postgame on Root Sports. A.J. taking this one in.
Got your feet up.
He'll be pitching tomorrow night in Philadelphia. So Avalon now, the left-hander facing Travis Snyder. Avalon had to leave last Tuesday's game with a strained left hamstring and some cramping. He has stranded all 7 of his inherited runners this year, and he inherits Starling Marte with nobody out in the Pirates' 7th. Snyder with an 8-game hitting streak after his double in the 5th. .341 average. That's pretty good. Put that in late April. You've got to be happy with it. And he ropes this one to right field. Second hit of the afternoon for Snyder. Marte will stop at second base, and the Pirates have set up shop first and second. Nobody out.
They hit that too hard.
Didn't allow Marte to get.
Yeah, there won't be many times when somebody singles to right and Marte doesn't get the third. Well, there's what happened. Marte had to actually go back to avoid the ball. Go on the brakes. Snyder is having a great start to his season, and you know, another one of those things about batting second. We've talked about hitting in front of McCutchen. You're going to see better pitches, and teams are going to make the decision. They'll go after you.
Well, he took the wrong path.
That's another reason he didn't get the third.
Yeah.
He barely got second.
Couldn't find it.
But with Marte on first base, Snyder's going to see a lot of fastballs for that reason also. You know, Marte is such a base stealing threat. You don't like throwing a lot of off-speed stuff when you think Marte might be running. That number 2 spot with Marte on base and McCutchen on deck, kind of like a rocking chair. Just kind of sitting there relaxing. Like AJ right now.
Yeah, just relaxing in the dugout, hanging out.
Always like to try and find a nice comfortable spot down the dugouts.
Avalanche 2-1 to McCutchen. Andrew took a healthy cut and missed.
On a day like today, comfort means somewhere in the sun.
Yeah, because it's not comfortable in the shade. It is chilly. Temperatures in low 40s in the shade. They're beautiful in the sun. So Avilan out of Caracas, Venezuela. There's a guy who made 31 appearances for the Braves last year. 1-0 with an ERA of 2. He worked more than 2 innings 9 different times last year. So Freddie Gonzalez would have him go longer at times, depending on the situation.
It's a little unusual for a left-hander. A lot of times left-handers in the bullpen are guys that throw less than an inning per appearance. Specialists.
3-2 to McCutchen. Hits this one high and deep to left field, but getting underneath it is Upton. On the track, Upton makes the catch. Marte is going to try it, and he'll get to third standing up, and over to second base is Snyder. So that's what Speed will do in a deep fly ball. And the Pirates now with 1 out have runners at second and third.
Well, it was an out, but a positive out. Probably because of Marte's speed, that's why it was a positive out. Not many times are you going to move the runners up with a fly ball to left field. Yeah, Upton knew what was going on. He set his feet up. He had some momentum coming in, but he just couldn't stop Marte from getting the third with 1 out. That's big.
So that'll draw the Braves infield in. And Garrett Jones hits a ground ball to third base. They're coming to the plate, and they've got Marte in a rundown. Marte is out at third. Snyder safe at second base. Jones safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Yeah. Marte going to try and get in some kind of a rundown to see if he can stay alive and let everybody move up 90 feet. Braves were able to execute the rundown fairly quickly, and nobody could do anything.
5-2 to 6 on the putout. So Marte gone, and that makes 2 outs. Snyder at second, Jones at first, and Neil Walker, switch hitter, batting right-handed against the lefty Avilan. Marte and McCutchen. I'll be talking base running right there.
See if Marte is breaking on contact. Yeah, pretty much. The point that I was wondering about was that if he wasn't breaking on contact, then he should have just stayed where he was at. But the first time I saw that replay, it looked like there was a hesitation, and then he broke.
Pirates were in good shape, second and third with one out. Ground ball to third off the bat of Jones. This didn't work out as Marte was out. Now Walker trying to get a base hit right-handed. He's 1 for 3. He has an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners off first and second. 2 men out, bottom of the 7th inning, 3-2 Pirates. And Walker out in front. 1-2. He needs one more home run to tie George Grantham for second among second basemen in home runs in Pirate history with 40. He has 39 of them. Right now he'd settle for a single somewhere. Stretch and the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Walker. Avalon got the win for the Braves on opening night on the 1st of April against Philadelphia. Came on a relief and stranded 2 inherited runners. Pitched 1 2/3 scoreless innings and double barrel action again for Freddie Gonzalez Braves. With Guerin and Walden warming up. Walker takes, and it's 3-2. So this will give the runners a head start. Walker ready to go. The payoff pitch coming. There go the runners. And it's ball 4, and the bases are full of Bucks. Pedro Alvarez tried to go oppo that time. The ballpark just barely held it in Upton with a tremendous catch using the wall. Getting some fresh spike marks in the padding. But Pedro with the long fly ball out moved Walker up a station that inning, and Walker ended up scoring the go-ahead run with 2 outs and a base hit by Barmes. Now another chance with the bases full. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Had a base hit and scored a run in the 2nd inning.
I need to show a little patience right here. There's no place to put him. They got to come to him. And now he's ahead in the count.
Gets away. Here comes Snyder. He's safe. 4-2 Pirates.
The Snyder pop. Not sure I want to be giving him a high five right now.
Might break your hand.
Yeah.
The wild pitch scores the run.
The throw would have been right there. That actually might have been a little bit of a close play at the plate. Snyder coming in hard, right feet first, right to the plate. Knocking the glove out of the way with his elbow.
To Pedro, and he was swinging for the Allegheny.
See if I see his first high five here, Pedro. Ouch.
A little looper, and going after it is Simmons, and the shortstop will put it away, but the Pirates add another one on 2 hits, and they'll leave 2. Now with Snyder involved in it all, we'll go to the 8th. Pirates up by a pair.
presented by authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Get ready for another Bucks and Pucks night tomorrow, and the Pens and Pirates play at the same time. You can see the Penguins battle the Senators starting at 7 on our main channel, and a special Root Sports production of your Pirates against the Phillies at 7 o'clock right here on MLB Network. Visit rootsports.com for a channel lineup and more information. There's some old school jerseys, Candyman and Pops.
Well, 1979 action.
Yeah. Double switch as Gabby Sanchez is in at first. He'll bat in the 9th spot. He'll hit 3rd in the bottom of the 8th. And Tony Watson goes in to Garrett Jones' spot 4th in the lineup. So Watson will pitch the 8th inning. Melanson not available today. He had gone back-to-back days. And Clint was going to see if he was available or not once he threw today.
That Pirate
bullpen. We talked to him before the game.
Again, they've been so good this year. Trying to take it home.
Watson facing Reed Johnson. Delivers a strike. Melanson is the regular 8th inning guy. Watson can assume the role when guys aren't available. 0-1. That is in for a strike. Melanson had 12 pitches last night, 8 2 nights ago. I think that's only 20 pitches. Clint Hurdle does not like to have his guys go too many back-to-back-to-back outings. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as Watson retires Reed Johnson on 3 pitches.
No chasing out of the strike zone this at bat. All 3 pitches right there in the heart of the strike zone. Johnson still could do nothing with them.
Gerald Laird has a pair of hits today, plus a run batted in. He's 2 for 3. That's what they want to do at the end of this one. That's a hashtag, Bob.
Yes, it is.
Hashtag raise it.
Either that or you can play tic-tac-toe.
I had to explain the hashtag thing to Steve. One and one to Laird. Fouled out of play. It's 1-2. I don't want to say anything bad about Steve. He might come in here next inning break and throw some candy at me or rocks or something.
In Steve's defense, you'd have to explain it to me too, but don't bother. I don't care. Right, Steve? We don't need no hashtags.
1-2 pitch. That's inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, people keep asking. I've been reading Buck's booth. People keep asking when you're getting a Twitter account.
You can answer them. Say never.
Ooh, just missed off the inside edge. That fills up the count at 3-2.
A little bit inside. Not much. Very close.
Pirates with 4 runs on 9 hits. Braves 2 runs on 8 hits. When this series started, the Braves looked like they were just going to club everybody to death. They had 4 home runs, including the leadoff man, B.J. Upton, first man to hit in this series, hit a home run. That's how the tone was set. But Pirates had settled down, and this one to left center field, and Marte will play it for out number 2. Braves took game 1, the Pirates games 2 and 3, and in the driver's seat here in game 4.
Quite a homestand if they can close this one out.
A sweep of Cincinnati, who won again today, by the way. They beat Miami 10-6. That was the final in Cincy. Split with St. Louis, and the 3-game series shortened to 2 due to the rainout.
Winning the rainout game.
Winning the rainout game, yeah. Just went 2 innings and really started to hit Jake Westbrook hard all over the ballpark. So those stats won't count. That game will be made up at a future date. Still not yet announced when that game will be made up. Pedro Alvarez with a pair of home runs this series. Finally got that 0 out of the home run column. He had an RBI base hit during that rainout game that wouldn't count. And that was at a time when Pedro just coming onto the struggles. And it was good to see him get that RBI base hit, but he'll have to get it in another game to make it up. 1-1. Breaking ball low. So if the Pirates can hang on here today, they will have won 7 of 9. This one is popped back of the plate and into the seats. Johnson struck out on 3 pitches. Laird flied to left, and now Andrelton Simmons, who has 2 hits and 2 trips to the plate, plus an RBI with a 2-2 count. And Watson deals. Wow.
You know, I don't want to speak too soon because there is 4 more outs to get in this ball game. But another thing about the bullpen that I think we have to mention is that they've shown flexibility in the fact that you don't necessarily have to have all the guys lined up in the perfect roles. For instance, this afternoon, Melanson is not available. You have Watson here pitching the 8th inning. The other day, Grilli had thrown out with 3 straight games, so he wasn't available to get a save. Melanson came in and pitched. It's not like, okay, we got to have these guys in this inning, that inning, and that inning for them to be successful. Not necessarily the case. Everybody is stepping up and doing a good job in whatever role they're asked to pitch in.
Popped him up. And Barmes with the shades down will make the catch. And Tony Watson, a very effective 8th inning. He retires the Braves in order. 4-2 Pirates.
David Carpenter, a native of Morgantown, West Virginia, getting in a few warm-up tosses. He went to the University of West Virginia University, excuse me, where he was a two-time All-Big East catcher, 12th-round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals, converted into a pitcher. And that was a tough conversion for him. We look at some highlights of that gun that he had behind the plate. No surprise, he was able to be successful as a pitcher. And he came up through the St. Louis systems, and he had a real hard time trying to make the transition from catcher to pitcher. And the guy he gave the most credit to was another converted catcher into a successful pitcher, and that is the closer, Jason Mott of the St. Louis Cardinals. So while he did struggle with it, he has been very successful. He's also teammates with 3 current Pirates right now: Clint Barmas, Wandy Rodriguez, and also Mark Melanson on the 2011 Astros. So a good homecoming kind of all around for him and his parents, Daryl and Barbara, here in attendance today.
Yeah, real nice kid, too. Had a couple opportunities to visit with him, one down in Houston when he was with the Astros. And Carpenter's certainly glad to be back here. He has not appeared in a game, however, just recently recalled when Blake DeWitt was sent to the disabled list. Brought up a pitcher instead of a position player. So the Braves going a position player short, adding an arm. Corey Guerin, 2 balls and 1 strike on Russell Martin. Martin leading off the bottom of the 8th. Down goes Martin.
It's early in the year, but it seems like Martin gets buzzed about once a game, doesn't he? Notice that at all?
Yeah, he's getting knocked down every now and then.
But he gets up again.
Full count to Russell Martin. Well, the grill's getting fired up.
Got to turn on a little early today. Takes a little longer to get hot.
And Martin will drop this one into center field for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Russell Martin. Leadoff single off of Corey Guerin. And Clint Barmas up there. Barmas a good day, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. And he reached his 800th career base hit back in the 2nd inning.
We can score 1 more. That's it. Well, grilled cheese gets saved.
Guerin again up and in.
Looks like the Pirates are playing for that 1 more insurance run.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Barmas gets the bunt down. Good job by Barmas in the sacrifice bunt. We mentioned David Carpenter and the West Virginia Mountaineer, and another Mountaineer, Bob Huggins, along with Jared West, Brent Solheim, and Tony Caridi, will recall WVU's buzzer beater in the '98 NCAA tournament to defeat Cincinnati and send the Mountaineers to the Sweet 16. Relive this bracket-busting classic on our next Sunday Night Classics, Boise Buzzer Beater. That's tonight at 8 right here on Root Sports. Okay, there you go. Jeff is the pride of West Virginia, by the way. He will be glued to his television recanting the Boise Buzzer Beater. Try to say that 5 times fast, by the way. Try to say it 3 times fast.
I couldn't say it 1 time.
Boise Buzzer Beater. That's it.
I couldn't say pitch last inning.
One 1-0 pitch, and Gabby Sanchez couldn't check his swing. Sanchez had the home run to center field in the 6th inning. off of Paul Maholm yesterday. Last night's 3-1 win over the Braves. Strike called. 1-2 to Gabby. You look at Gabby's last 6 at bats. He's been productive. He's driven in 5 runs in his last 6 at bats. Good for Gabby. But Martin is at second base, 1 out. Corey Guerin out of the stretch, and the pitch to Sanchez coming. That one almost went to the backstop. Good stop by Gerald Laird. Now you see where Cincinnati beat Miami. 10-6, St. Louis in the division, playing Philadelphia later. Brewers are leading the Cubs in the bottom of the 8th, 4-2. 5-team division this year. No more Houston Astros. Sanchez watches it sail outside for ball 3, and the count is full. Gabby working the pitchers this year. When he gets his opportunities, he gets deep into counts. And working Corey Guerin here in the 8th. Starling Marte on deck. And the payoff coming from Corey Guerin. Sanchez grounds it just foul.
Maybe an inch.
Go back to last night. Turn back the clock just a little bit.
Bushes.
McCutcheon on second base. And it's a push ball right there. Home run number 1 for Gabby.
Quite a few baseballs somewhere in those hedges.
3-ball, 2-strike pitch. And Sanchez, a ground ball off the glove of Guerin. Throw to first. And Sanchez is out, but down to third, Russell Martin.
Got turned into a base hit by a pitcher's glove. What a wild pitch.
It worked before.
Do you feel it? I do.
When Snyder scored in the 7th on a wild pitch to give the Bucks their 4th run. I don't know if I feel it, but definitely would take it. 1-1 to Marte.
Be a slider way outside.
One pitch.
Not yet.
Now a good time.
Yeah, I like the wild pitch with 2 strikes. Really try and bury one out there.
Yeah.
Try to get Marte. It might even be a strike 3 wild pitch. Safe at first, run scores.
You just want that for the dramatic effect.
Be very dramatic.
Take it right down on the wire.
I just know he's a snap, took some breaking balls out there. Might do it again here.
Marte fouling it off, staying alive. Russell Martin at third base. He had a leadoff single. Barmes a sacrifice punt. Gabby Sanchez a ground ball out. Moved Martin from second to third. Walden for the Braves warming up. Grilly for the Pirates. They're both ready. Grill has reached the right temperature. And strike 3 called, and
that's 4 today.
Time for the Grill Master As Bob likes to say, time to melt some cheese. Jason Grilli coming on, looking for his save number 7. The 9th inning, Pirates in search of their 3rd win in 4 tries against Atlanta. And Grilli working last night in the 9th inning, facing Juan Francisco. He struck him out. Hamilton Simmons, he's done with that guy. And Jordan Schaefer, the pinch hitter, struck him out. A perfect night with 3 punch-outs. We'd like to do it again here this afternoon. He's 6 for 6 in save opportunities. He will face a familiar foe, Jordan Schaefer, who he struck out to end the game last night, will lead off.
We were talking on the radio postgame last night about how boring his saves are.
Oh, really?
He just goes out and haven't they been? Do you remember an exciting one?
Well, you don't want him to walk a tightrope, do you?
No, that's what my point.
Well, it's good, though. I'd rather see him just punch him out 3 in a row, get it done.
Yes, they're boring. They're boring saves. That's what you like.
Good. Well, Schaefer punched out quickly last night. Gets another chance against Grilli. 4-2. Pirates lead it, top of the 9th.
Saves haven't always been boring around here, though.
No, they have not.
Think back all the way to the Mike Williams days. Been a number of edge-of-the-seat saves in this ballpark.
Even some of the ones that Joel Hanrahan had.
Yes, exactly.
Clint Hurdle came to calling them hammer attacks.
Really, so far this season, that pretty much has just got it done in a very ho-hum manner.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Schaefer. That's low, 2-1. Schaefer in past seasons had been the starting center fielder. Two-one, and he takes that one, and that's just inside. Maybe a little high, but certainly looked a little bit off the plate. 3-1. It's 3-2. So 2 strikes on him, and really a chance for the strikeout. Nobody out, top of the 9th inning. 4 runs on 10 hits for the Bucks. 2 runs on 8 hits and an error for the Braves. The payoff. Fouls it away. This is a role that Jason Grilli wanted. He had a chance in the offseason to sign other places, but he wanted to be a Pirate. He wanted to remain a Pirate and wanted an opportunity to be the closer. Remember talking with him at the end of last season. He was really up in the air about what his plans would be. It can be a little unsettling at times for a ball player that pretty much knows he's going to have a job somewhere, but what that job would be and where were the questions. Well, he settled it pretty early. And he's walked the leadoff man, Jordan Schaefer. Let's look at our Nissan road ahead, see what's up next for the Pirates. Following the game today, the Bucks hit the road for 4 in Philly, 3 in St. Louis, 3 in Milwaukee, and then the team will have its first off day in 20 days before starting the next homestand with the Nationals on the 3rd of May. And that's what's coming up. Right to the airport following the game today. B.J. Upton takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Upton. There's 1 hit today. He's already hit into 1 double play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Upton. It would be nice to see him hit into another. Upton, longtime Tampa Bay Ray. And the 1-1 from Grilly. Fouled back, 1-2.
I feel like I've jinxed him, that leadoff walk.
Yeah, I mean, you might have, Bob. It might be your fault. But
I'll feel better if he strikes out Upton.
Grilly's 1-2 pitch to B.J. Upton. Jason took part in the World Baseball Classic for Team Italy.
Well, enjoyed his experience.
He's been learning to speak Italian too. And that's not to communicate with his teammates because the majority of them are Americans anyway. Whose last names happen to end in a vowel. I think there was one guy on the team whose last name didn't have a vowel at the end of it. But he likes Italy, wants to go over there. Got him on the corner, called strike 3, and B.J. Upton can't believe it.
I feel better now. Now, B.J. has not agreed with the umpires this series. Maybe it's a good way to end it. Watch the pitch, check out the strike zone. And maybe could have been outside just a little.
Also, Martin might have brought it back a little bit. Ramiro Pena playing for Dan Uggla today. Uggla out with a calf strain on his left leg. Ball 1 to Pena. Pena today has walked twice, grounded out, and struck out. One out, top of the 9th. Pirates leading 4-2. Jordan Schaefer, the runner at first, and it's a 2-0 count to Pena. Schaefer in the shadows. Shadows of the light standards starting to creep a little deeper onto the field. Two and 1 to Pena.
liking these Sunday uniforms. Look forward to seeing them all year long.
Strike two. Yeah, they won in them last Sunday. Had a come from behind win against the Reds.
Couple more outs. The second win. Unis will be undefeated.
I like the hats too. 2-2 pitch. Pop up foul and out of play. When they originally wore these uniforms back in the early 70s, they played pretty well. Won a World Series in '71 in these model unis.
They just don't wear them quite as tight as they did then.
Strike three called. They got him.
Backdoor breaking ball. Brings that slider in right over the outside part of the plate.
Well, now the Pirates are an out away.
It's grilled cheese. Put it on the back burner.
And now the situation is this. Grilly with Schaefer aboard. Remember, he walked Schaefer to lead off the inning. He struck out B.J. Upton looking. Just struck out Ramiro Pena looking. Justin Upton, the Major League's home run leader, represents the game's tying run. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Upton has struck out twice today, walked twice. One ball and one strike. In the series, Upton is 2 for 12. Hit a home run in game one. It's his Major League leading ninth. And that pitch just missed. They wanted to peel it first, but none given. Justin Upton just gets ahead 2-1. Schaefer off of first. Stretched by Grilly. Up in the air, deep to right center, but Travis Snyder under it. And the Pirates have taken 3 of 4 from the Atlanta Braves. And Jason Grilly, 7 for 7 in save opportunities. And the Pirates have an absolutely outstanding homestand, winning 7 of the 9 games.
And look who they beat, too. I think that's you got to bring that up, too, when you talk about their success at this homestand. The defending division champion Cincinnati Reds, they came in, they got swept. They split with St. Louis. The one game got rained out. They were leading them, and St. Louis, obviously, another of the teams you have to beat in our own division. And then the hottest team in baseball comes rolling in here with all their gaudy numbers, and they take 3 out of 4 from them. This team is confident. It's on a roll. The offense is starting to come around. That was missing, obviously, the first week of the season. The one piece we got to get going is you got to get that starting rotation rolling. The bullpen is doing just awesome, but that won't last forever. Can't wear them out.
Pirates are now 10-8. The Braves 13-5. So the Bucs 2 games over 500 with a 4-2 win this afternoon against the Atlanta Braves. Let's now go check in with Rob King and Kent Tekulve.
Tim and Bob, thanks very much. Buccos 9-3 now in their last 12 games to get to that 10-8 mark Tim was talking about. And once again, Teak, we keep wondering when this bullpen is going to get overworked. They have to cover 6 innings today with 5 different relievers, but do so in perfect enough fashion. They hold the Braves off the scoreboard over those 6 innings, and that enables the offense to get back in it and give them a chance to win the game.
Yeah, the offense got to the point where they were still even, so they were able to continue to add on, put themselves in a good position at the end of the ball game, where our bullpen was in a better position than their bullpen was.
Let's go downstairs where Robbie and Zbikowski with one of the heroes of today's game, Clint Barmas. Robbie, take it away.
Clint Barmas, 2 RBI singles today, but Clint, the big story, 7-2 on this homestand. You went into it going in saying, hey, we're going to face some big opponents, some division rivals, and the red-hot Braves team. Where's the confidence of this team right now performing the way you did on this 9-gamer?
I think it says a lot for the guys in this clubhouse and the guys on this team. I mean, we showed up and played good baseball. This is a huge series, and we'll take every win we can get it at this point.
Knowing the kind of guy you are and you being a veteran guy, career hit number 800, but more importantly, you drive in a couple runs, you help contribute to a victory. But what does 800 mean to you?
I didn't really even know that I was that close to it until L.A. when they threw it up on the big screen. So, obviously I want to get every hit I can get. Every time I go up to the plate, I'm expecting to get a hit and get some success. But, it's not an easy game, and it doesn't always work out that way. But, today worked out pretty well, and we'll take a win.
It did work out all the way, and you talk about the win. Justin Wilson gets the win, relief pitcher. First MLB win for him. What kind of emotions do you have for him?
I'm very excited for Justin. He's going to be a huge part of this year, and he threw the ball really well today, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Congratulations, Clint. Good game.
Thank you.
All right, Clint Barmas. Rob, when you look at this homestand, nice performance. Pirates above 500. Now they embark on a 10-game road trip in Philadelphia tomorrow.
Yeah, another big test awaits, and that's the way baseball is, right? You win today, you got to move on to tomorrow. You lose today, you have tomorrow to try to recover. You talk about Clint Barmas here, Teak. In the bottom of the second, he ties the game with a base hit, so that makes it 2-2. Then his other RBI, another big one, that puts him ahead with 2 out later on in the game. So Clint Barmas really doing a nice job in the 6th inning. The second hit we're going to see chases home the other run. So Clint Barmas, a nice game for him.
Yeah, he said he made a great contribution today to what was going on. Not a whole lot of runs were going to be scored, you figured, with Medlin out there. He was able to be involved in a pair of them. And, we know over the last 2 seasons, Barmas has had his struggles. But you really feel good for a guy that, when he's having a day like he's having today, it's not when the club is 5 runs or 6 runs ahead or 5 or 6 behind. It's when the game's on the line. That has to make him feel real good.
And, of course, always contributing defensively as well. So the Pirates finish off a beautiful homestand, 7-2 over the 9 games. But we're just getting started on Pirates postgame presented by Allegheny Sports Medicine. We'll have extended highlights, postgame reaction, our Ask Teak segment. We'll look forward to that 4-game road trip coming up in Philadelphia. All that and much more coming up next on Pirates Postgame presented by Allegheny Sports Medicine.